Hey guys, this is Jonathan from Fitness for Freedom. Today we are going to give you the top 3 exercises to help you touch your toes. Hamstring flexibility is really important. If you like to pick stuff up off the floor, if you like to be able to tie your shoes, then having good hamstring flexibility is going to allow you to get in those positions and take a lot of the strain off of your lower back. Because lots of times when you do things that are in front of you, especially when they're lower than you on the floor or almost to the floor, what's going to end up happening is you're going to bend over like this, or what typically happens is people bend over like this, and what that does is that it creates this spinal flexion in their lower back. And what that does is that puts a lot of load on your back. So if we're in this position like this, my back has to hold up all of the weight of my upper body. So my whole upper body is being supported by my low back muscles right now, okay? So if we're trying to avoid back pain, then we're really trying to avoid this, or often we're really trying to avoid this spinal flexion or spinal flexed position, okay? So the first exercise that we like to give clients, or one of the first exercises that we like to give clients to help them improve their hamstring flexibility, is just simply the hip hinge. What that does is it helps you improve your hamstring flexibility. So you keep your spine nice and neutral and you push your hips back like this, almost as if you're trying to hit. Right now I've got this post here, so I'm trying to actually touch my bum to the post here, keeping everything nice and flat through my back, or neutral through my spine. So think military style, think post going directly through my back and then out my hips, okay? Like this. And by doing this motion like this properly, what that does is it keeps my spine nice and neutral, which means my low back muscles and my core muscles are stabilizing my spine as I go through that motion, okay? And by doing this, I'll feel a really strong pull through my hamstrings. And of course, the more I do, the more mobile my hamstrings become, the further I can push my hips back, okay? And that's the first exercise and this little superset that I like to give people, because it's a very good warm-up and it helps you learn the movement pattern, or how to do the movement correctly of actually bending forward. The spider walk is possibly my favorite exercise to help you improve your hamstring flexibility, because you also get to strengthen your arms and shoulders at the same time, okay? So to do it properly, or to do it more easily, I recommend doing it on a slightly slippery surface and not wearing your shoes as you go along. So you're going to set up so your shoulders are directly over your hands, your feet are just like this. You're going to step with your foot close to your hand, okay? And you're going to slide back like this as if you're doing the splits, okay? And then once that's done, you're going to bring this foot back, and then you're going to step with the other side, okay? With your foot here beside your hand as best you can, and then you're going to slide back like this, okay? And all you have to do is 8, probably somewhere between 4 and 6 repetitions on each side for that to be an effective exercise. Now, when most people start doing this exercise, they're going to look more like this. They're going to be in the position and they're only going to be able to put their foot here, and then that's going to be really hard for them because they're so tight through their hamstrings, and that is okay, all right? So what's going to happen is that over time, or you're going to get more flexible, and as the more repetitions that you do, the closer you're going to be able to put your foot up, and then the more you're going to be able to lean back. But even if your foot is only, do this side instead. Even if your foot is only right here and then you lean back, that's still going to give you, or give a lot of people, a good stretch through their hamstring right here, okay? So be patient with that exercise. Don't worry about putting your foot all the way up beside your hand if that's hard, because it does get easier the more you do it. And this is going to take us to our last exercise. The final exercise of this set is the static rope hamstring stretch. Now, what I like about this stretch more is that it forces you to keep your spine completely neutral, and you don't have to think about it. Your spine should more or less stay neutral as you do the stretch. And why it's preferable to putting your foot up on a step or on a chair is that it's really easy for you to do that spinal flexion when you put your foot up on a chair, which is why this one is preferable. You can see how bad it is in the picture below as I demonstrate it in a different video. Okay, so now to start, you're going to take a skipping rope or a cord or anything that's firm. You don't want an elastic band for this one, because an elastic band could break. And also you're not going to be able to pull the stretch as hard as you might want to. Okay, so you're keeping your both legs straight. You're going to pull your leg up with the band as high as you can, keeping your leg relatively straight, okay, or as straight as you can, and you're just going to hold it. Now, what's different about this exercise than some other exercise or some other stretches is that as you hold it, what's going to happen is you're going to be like, I can't go any further. And it might even feel like your hamstring's going to rip or something like that. Okay, which is fine. Just relax there. Well, it's not fine if you rip your hamstring, but it's okay that you don't have to pull it any further than that. If you're at that point, then just stop. Okay, but what's going to happen is eventually your muscle's going to relax and you're going to think to yourself, you know what, this isn't as bad. And then at that point, what I want you to do is to pull it just a little bit further, okay? And then by pulling it just a little bit further, you're going to get that really tense feeling in your hamstring again. Okay, and then once that relaxes, then I'll have you pull it one more time. And then this way you get 3 different levels of stretch, which is going to really help improve the flexibility of your hamstring. Okay, so now if you really want a few key things, if you really want to get maximum stretch, keep your toe pointed towards your chin. If you have your toe pointed like this, okay, that's going to shorten the posterior chain, so calf especially, but also your hamstring a little bit too. So keep your toe pointed this way so we stay stretched the whole way down. If you want just a little bit extra stretch out of it, what you can do is once you're pulled to maximum amount, then you can actually push your leg into the rope but continue to pull back at the same time. And by pushing your leg and pulling the rope at the same time, okay, for about 5 seconds, and then releasing and then pulling it a bit further, what that could do is also increase your flexibility, and probably it'll help you increase your flexibility even more than just doing the rope stretch by itself. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we deliver content just like it every week. If you have any comments or questions about how to improve your hamstring flexibility, please leave them in the comments box below. Take care, and we'll talk to you next time.